Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapchat here. Today we're going to take a look at one of my favorite bounty hunters, the Anvil Hawk. First we'll look at her stats in Urkel, then we'll do a walk around of the ship and view the cockpit, and lastly I'll take her out on a high risk target bounty and see how she fares with my loadout. Alright, let's hop on over to Urkel Games and take a look at her stats. Alright, so here we are in Urkel. And the Hawk is listed as a size 2 light fighter. She comes stock with 2 size 1 hardpoints and then 4 size 2 hardpoints, which that's a lot of guns. In stock she comes with 2 sucker punches, which are distortion cannons. I don't know, I talked to some of my peeps in my Discord channel and they said they're not all that much, so I'll be dumping these 2 guys. And then it comes with 4 size 2 laser cannons, which is fine. That's not bad, but I'm going to be dumping those as well in my loadout. All right, and also if you notice, there are no missiles with this guy, so this is strictly a gunfighter. You're not going to be like taking a pot shot from several kilometers out with some missiles. You're going to get up and close pretty much right away, which is kind of nice. It's definitely a different style than I'm used to, I guess, that I usually do. All right, stock components. It does come with an EMP. I've never really used an EMP before, and I've watched some videos on it, and they don't seem to do a whole lot, so I don't bother with them. Comes with a pair of 2 size 1 shields, which is pretty good. Stock is military grade C, of course, which is crap. We'll replace those. 1 power plant, military grade C, of course, size 1, and 2 size 1 military grade C coolers, which is expected, and 1 size 1 civilian grade C quantum drive. So that's pretty much it for the components and the weapons. So a couple of stats I like to look at when I'm looking at ships for what I'm going to be using them for, specifically when I'm looking for ones that I want to use in PvP, doing bounties. The max pitch and roll rate is kind of important, and the speed to me. Those are probably the two biggest things I look at in a ship. The speed on this one is 225 millimeters per second. That's pretty fast. And the max pitch and roll, I really don't care about yaw, but the max pitch and max yaw, or max pitch and max roll, isn't horrible. 46 degrees for pitch and 155 for roll. That's not bad. Alright, so let's go do a little comparison here for speed. Alright, so this is my speed comparison. Here's the Hawk. Let's see what's faster than a Hawk. 125A, and then everything else is racing. Except for the Razor EX. I've never looked at that ship. It's listed as a stealth fighter. I'll have to check that out. But everything else is racing. Oh, I'm sorry. And then, well, yeah, like I said, the 125A. Everything else is racing. So there's really not many fighters fast. There are no fighters faster than a Hawk. But right on its tail, of course, just as fast as the 325A, which is a really good ship. That's a nice ship. And everything else is a little slower, or a lot slower. So Hawks are pretty fast, which is good. That's one thing I'm looking for. I want to see make sure I can get away, until they change the speeds on us anyway. So good for that. And then let's take a look at the roll. And is it roll? Yeah, let's take the roll here. Here's the Hawk at 155 degree roll. And really, there's some stuff better, like the Buccaneer. That's a good ship. I like that one. The Auroras mostly are junk. I mean, the LN is the military variant that has 4 size 1 weapons on it, but yeah. Really, they're all junk there. The Avenger Titan surprised me. It's actually has a better roll rate. And then, of course, the Origin 300 series are better at rolling. Herald I don't care about. That's not something I'd ever use for I'd ever want to use for a bounty. But of course the arrow, the ones you'd expect to be better at maneuverability, arrows there, F8 Lightning, the Blade, Blade is crazy, Gladius of course, you know, the Gladius variants. So there are a host of ones that are better at rolling, and then after that it looks like it's mostly racing, except for the Shrike and the Talon. So there are quite a few that are better. It's I'd say it's upper average, maybe, you know, for roll, which, I mean, that's not bad. I can work with that. And then let's go take a look at pitch. Alright, so that puts our guy at, where's the Hawk? There's the Hawk. So, looking at max pitch, the Hawk is 46 degrees. I mean, it's better than, if you see where the scroll bar is, we're better than most ships. The Hawk is better than most ships. And again, it's probably the same ships that are better at it. Yeah, pretty much the same ships that are better at it. But I can work with that. Again, I can work with that. It's basically, it's in the upper, I'd say it's in the upper echelon of roll and pitch, which is fine. I can work with that. All right, so going back to looking at the stats on the stock ship. If you look at the DPS, it's for guns, it's 944. Obviously, there's no missiles and there's no turret, but 944 DPS, nah, that's middling. That's okay. And like I said, the sucker punches, somebody needs to sell me on those guys, because everything everybody's told me so far, it's not worth it. They need to be swapped out. So, what I did was, let's flip over to mine. This is what I changed it to. And if you notice, we went from 944 to 2,867 DPS. That's like 3 times better. That's a pretty big jump for DPS. And I did that by switching out everything to deadbolts. Now, I know everybody's probably saying, well, you know, that means you're going to reload. And that's okay. I so far have been able to get through all the bounties I've gotten through so far. I never completely ran out. I came real close, especially in the one we're going to look at here in a minute. But I usually had some left over. You know, as long as there weren't more than 4 ships, I was okay. So, but that's a lot of DPS, and that just shredded stuff. So we'll see that in a little bit. And then, of course, I upgraded the shields to military grade A, FR66. I got a pair of FR66 shields. That's pretty good. JS300 power plant, military grade A, of course. Coolers, pair of glaciers, military grade A. And then I usually go with an Atlas drive, which is the civilian grade A quantum drive. So I mean, that's pretty good. I think that'll do some damage. Oh, and then one other thing we didn't talk about with the Hawk. Let me bring up. Okay, there we go. You can buy it for like 1.2 mil over at Area 18, close to 1.3 mil. That's not bad. That's not a bad price for what the ship can do. You know, I was easily going. I don't think I've tried very high risk targets yet. I've only gone through high, but high risk targets, I was shredding high risk targets with this thing. So, and a lot of it is the guns, of course, and it certainly is not my ability to fly. I can tell you that right now. I am a horrible pilot, as we're about to see. All right, there she is, the Anvil Hawk. Such a cool little ship, really. I mean, it looks like a bird. I mean, there's a reason why they call it the Hawk, I guess, and the wings unfold, and it's a pretty cool looking little ship. I like it a lot. There are no external access to components. There's no storage or anything. Okay, let's go ahead and get inside. Access is from the front. Click on enter. Now, I just love this cockpit. I mean, it is awesome. Look at this. It has all 4 HUDs. I mean, really. And when you're in combat with it, you almost don't lose view of the HUDs. Sometimes you'll go like this far out, but you still have a pretty decent view. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. It's probably the best HUD layout I've seen so far of all my ships. Let's put on comms on here. Then I'm gonna put power over here. I mean, that's just awesome. And I've flown a whole bunch of I've flown several bounties with this so far, and like I said, I had an awesome view of my HUDs at all times. Alright, let's open up the hangar bay, get going. So that's about as bad as the HUD as the HUD gets as far as losing visibility. I'm pretty happy with that. That's great. All right, let's see. Let's see what it looks like when we retract the landing gear. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Definitely very bird-like. Very cool. Alright, let's get ourselves a bounty going. See what we can do. Okay, so here we go. I really don't like these low altitude bounties. I usually end up running right into the ground. So what I like to do is pick someone out, usually the closest target, take a few pot shots at them, and then just fly straight up, or as close to straight up as I can, and see if I can get them to follow me up. So it's not us playing around at 2 and 3 kilometers above the ground, because I usually just hit the ground. So let's see what we can do here. And it looks like we're going after the Aegis Avenger Stalker. Looks like I got their attention. I'm also including health bars too on this one, which I thought would be kind of fun. So I flip around and I go for the closest hostile, which happens to be the Aegis Gladius. And strip him of his shields and do a little damage. And yeah, that's all she wrote for that Gladius. I still have problems with jousting. I don't know. Not something I'm not very good at avoiding that. I tend to overshoot people and then spend a lot of time coming back around. There we go, there's 2 down. Just going too fast. Too fast. But I did manage to strip off his shields pretty well and did some internal damage too. Yeah, I took a hit. And his shields are coming back. Great. Okay, now he's in trouble. I think he's kind of lost. He's lost control of his ship, so I think he's just going to sit there and take my pew pew. And that leaves us with the whole reason why we're here. The Vanguard Warden. He's not really moving, so I'm just going to unload on him. Ooh, took a piece of his wing off there, I think. Yeah. Oh, he still can shoot. So I pop a little noise there. And for some reason I don't immediately turn around. I don't know why. I kind of flew off and now I'm probably 6 kilometers away. So bad. 4 kilometers. And I don't have missiles, so there's no reason to be this far away. This really is a good I think it's a good reason. Everybody should really videotape themselves in combat just to review. Okay, he's in trouble now. Now I'm just going to unload everything into him. Yeah, he's a dead stick. He's just floating out there. Matter of fact, he's not even floating. He's going down. So at this point, I'm just going to kind of let gravity do the work. I'll just follow him down to make sure he goes splat. But yeah, he's heading down. Or that can happen. So that wraps up my review of the Anvil Hawk. I hope you enjoyed the added health bars. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Scrapjet out.